Coming to you from the corner with the radiator, it's day 5 and it's time for a quick strike! Hello and welcome to the Dohyo here on Mr. JWags channel. Today is a quick strike, a small, tapas amuse-bouche sized episode that we release mid-basho to keep us hungry for more sumo. But of course, as always, spoiler alert, if you have not watched through day 5 of the November 2023 tournament, stop, watch through day 5, and then return to us. Okay, so this tournament, for lack of a better word, feels a little bit normal. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of surprises we have 5 days into the tournament. Everything is going sort of as predicted. The main overarching prediction I had for the tournament was that the Ozeki and the Sekiwake would do incredibly well in the absence of Terunofuji, and they are. All 6 of them are a collective 25-5 after 5 days. All of them only have 1 loss or fewer, except for Wakamoto Hadu, so they all seem to be doing very, very well in the first third of the tournament. Maegashira 14, Ichi Yamamoto, Maegashira 8, Atami Fuji, Sekiwake Kotonowaka, and Ozeki Hoshoryu. Now, I thought Ichi Yamamoto was going to do well. He looked great in Judo last time. If he keeps this up, he's going to be promoted very aggressively, but let's see how he does in the next 5. I'm not expecting him to start 10-0, but I think a good 7-3 or 8-2 are very possible. Atami Fuji! Okay, I was wondering how he was going to do in the middle of Maegashira, surrounded by guys like Endo and Kinbozan and Hokuseiho, guys who I thought might give him a new and fresh challenge, but no! He's had some tough matches, but he has won all of them. So, Atami Fuji, I was expecting 10 wins. You are looking to possibly beat my prediction here. Kotonowaka has looked great. I thought that he was one of the 3 people I thought were going to be in the Yusho hunt at the end. And Ozeki Hoshoryu, all of you in the comments who were mentioning, what about Hoshoryu? Why didn't you do a prediction about Hoshoryu? I did. I thought he was going to get hurt. Not because I hate Hoshoryu, but because every recent Ozeki has gotten hurt in his first 3 tournaments. I thought this might be a good time for Hoshoryu to, to get that one out of the way. Nothing major, just like, a little bit of hurt. But my prediction for Hoshoryu falls under the prediction I had for all the other Sekiwake and Ozeki. I said that they were all going to get 9+ wins, and I still think that's going to hold for Hoshoryu. He's really only been facing Maegashira so far, so let's see how he does a little bit later in the tournament. It wouldn't be a shock if he won the tournament. I just don't see him having that this November. We have 7 guys down here at 4-1. Several surprising wrestlers there. Not Takakeisho and Kirishima and Daisho. I expected those guys to do well. And oddly enough, I had Daisho in sort of like my dark horse Yusho picks, him and another wrestler who has a terrible record right now, so I'm not going to mention that. So Daisho, not an official pick, but I expect him to do well this tournament. Now, I know my most recent Takakeisho episode was not everyone's cup of tea, but I still hold, even though that was not like I'd say, a double-blind statistical study, I'd say there is definite data saying that pusher thrusters in general may do better in November and January. As I was reminded in one of the comments, if you look at the DOSUKOI Sumo Salon, which I shouted out a few episodes ago on NHK, they just had an episode about Tsupari, and Daisho mentions that it is easier to push and thrust in the colder months because your opponent is less sweaty. That makes a lot of sense to me. What do y'all think? So yeah, cold weather, Daisho, prove me right! Takakeisho. Evidently, all we need for Takakeisho to have a great first week is to just say that he has a neck injury going into the tournament, and he'll be fine. Takakeisho looks good. Kirishima looks good. 1 loss each, but not a loss I'm worried about. We got a few Maegashira left on the leaderboard. I'm pretty sure if these guys keep this up, they are going to be promoted pretty aggressively. So I don't think Shonen no Umi, Chuda no Umi, and Midori Fuji, I don't think these guys are going to be in the picture down the stretch. But hey, let's hear it for Maegashira 12 Tamawashi. He has already doubled his win total from the last tournament. Pre-attaboy. Even this early, we have a few wrestlers I am worried about. 1-4 Tsurugisho. Not so much the 1-4, because that's not the worst you can do, but his knee looks really hurt. I would be very surprised if he makes it all 15. And then veterans Endo and Uda. They're starting 0-5. And I don't think they're hurt. I don't think they're wrestling badly. I think they are just stuck sort of in a place where they're going to be facing very difficult opponents for the first week. Ura is up at Maegashira 1, and since we don't have a Maegashira 1 East, he's the only Maegashira 1 right now, so he's facing the entire meat grinder. I think he's faced all the Ozeki and 2 of the Sekiwake so far, so not worried about Ura as a wrestler, but just worried about his confidence and his soul right now. It must hurt to lose 5 in a row. And Endo, as I mentioned, there's that chunk right in the middle of Maegashira where there are a bunch of guys who I think might be a little bit underranked and there might be a little bit of a bottleneck. So Endo seems to have been caught up in that, and the sumo gods have all chosen that Endo is going to be the guy who's not going to make it out of that one with a winning record, it looks like. So yeah, for lack of a better word, this one feels a little bit normal. The top of the Bansuke is doing incredibly well, clearing house in the first week. We have 1 or 2 Maegashira who might be shooting up, but I don't think we're going to have just an insane, crazy, out-of-nowhere Maegashira championship. So let's enjoy this slightly calmer Yusho as it looks going forward. But we got 10 more days. Anything could happen. Alright, I'll be back around day 10, and of course we're going to have a recap for November, so stick around for that, and thank you for joining us on this quick strike!